What is going on, everybody? Hope you are all doing well, and today I wanted to make a guide for you guys to help you farm Aetherium crystals quickly and show you the smartest ways to spend your crystals if you are just getting started. These crystals drop as a reward every time you reach a milestone round, which starts after beating round 10, and then every 5 rounds after that on round-based mode, every time you beat the main objective in Outbreak, and every time you exfil from either mode. After beating round 10 or Outbreak Wave 1, you will get 1 raw Aetherium crystal. After round 15 and 20, or waves 2 and 3 of Outbreak, you will get 1 raw and 1 refined crystal. After beating round 25 or wave 4 of Outbreak, you will get 1 raw, 1 refined, and 1 flawless crystal. And after round 30 or wave 5, you will get 2 raw, 1 refined, and 1 flawless crystal. If you exfil successfully, you will get another round of crystals based on the last milestone round you beat. So if you exfil on 31, you will get another drop of 2 raw, 1 refined, and 1 flawless. Before we get into the best way to farm these crystals, I wanted to give you guys some tips on what order to upgrade everything. I thought I might do this because I was playing with some friends the other night, and one of them is brand new to zombies and didn't spend any of their crystals to upgrade anything at all. When she told me this, she asked me what the best thing to upgrade first would be. So I thought about it for a while, and this was the logic I came up with. First, you should choose one option from each of the weapon classes, field upgrades, and ammo mod categories, and max it out as much as possible until it is done. People tend to have a preferred weapon, so whatever you like using in zombies, max that weapon class out and stick with it until you have everything else upgraded. I would also recommend taking the melee class up to tier 3 if you can, as this gives you a permanent Bowie knife which will kill zombies up to round 10 with 1 hit in round-based modes. Then do the same thing for 1 field upgrade. People tend to use the one they like the most and stick with it, so do the same thing here. If you're playing round-based zombies, I would recommend using the Ring of Fire if you want to camp, Frenzied Guard or Ether Shroud if you like to run trains, or Healing Aura if you want to be a hero while you are playing with your friends. And again, the same thing with ammo mods. Pick one that you enjoy using and then keep using it until you can start upgrading the other ones. The specific ammo mod doesn't matter, it really comes down to preference, but here's my take on it. Brain Rot is good if you're running trains or playing Firebase Z. Megatons are weak to Deadwire, so if you plan on grinding on D Machina, that might be your best choice. Otherwise, I really like using Cryo Freeze when I'm playing Outbreak because it feels like it works the best in that mode. The next priority after that should be to focus entirely on perks. Since we have our bases covered in the other categories, we really should focus on getting as much benefit from the perks as possible, especially considering that there is no limit to how many perks you can have at one time. The very first perk I would recommend maxing out would actually be Tombstone Soda for 2 reasons. First, tier 2 increases your downtime to 60 seconds, but more importantly, tier 5 stops your perks from decaying when you go down, meaning you will never lose them even if you come really close to bleeding out. This means you will always have whatever your first 3 perks are when you get picked up. Then just buy Tombstone again to make sure you can still keep them. After that, I would recommend upgrading Juggernog, Speed Cola, and Stamina up to at least tier 3. Juggernog tier 3 increases your health to 250, Speed Cola tier 2 makes field upgrades recharge 20% faster, and Stamina up tier 2 makes you immune to fall damage, which is probably the most underrated ability of this perk. After that, upgrade all of the other perks in any order. Once your perks are all to at least tier 3, then you can start working on the ammo mods. The reason I recommend this one next is because once you have the Elemental Pop perk to tier 3, it will then use the effects of the ammo mods based on what you have upgraded it to instead of just its base effect. The order in which you upgrade these ammo mods doesn't really matter, but in my opinion and experience, tier 5 Brain Rot is absolutely broken and it should probably be maxed out first. While you're working on this, you could go and level up one other field upgrade if you want to have something different to use or just want to change up your playstyle a little bit. Then once you have perks and ammo mods maxed out, I would start getting all the weapon classes maxed out so that you can start using different weapons while you're grinding if you want. You are going to get way more raw crystals than anything else, so get everything you can to tier 3 in the order I just explained to you, then get everything to tier 4 in that same order, and then finally get everything to tier 5 in that same order. Alright, that's enough about that. Let's get into why you guys really really came here. You want to know how to farm these crystals quickly and efficiently, and I got just the thing for you. The only way you can get these crystals is by playing zombies. As I mentioned earlier, you specifically get them for completing milestone rounds in round-based zombies or by completing the main objectives in Outbreak, as well as exfilling. You do also get them now for completing the Easter eggs, aka the main quests, but this is very time consuming and I would not recommend it. Now, I told you guys earlier how many crystals you get up to round 30 or wave 5 in Outbreak, and I stopped there for a reason. After this point, the rounds become longer and harder, and in my opinion, it just isn't worth it to push much past that. If you beat round 30 or wave 5 of Outbreak and do not exfil, you will get 6 raw crystals, 4 refined crystals, and 2 flawless crystals. I know that's not a lot of flawless, and honestly, those are going to be the ones that take the longest to get, but with that many raw and refined crystals, you will have just enough to take any one skill from its base effects all the way up to tier 4. So one 30 round or 5 wave game gets you another step closer to being done. I went ahead and played 30 rounds on D Machina as well as 5 waves of Outbreak, and it took about the same amount of time, honestly, which was between 35 and 40 minutes. On Outbreak, I didn't do any side objectives except for one Fury Crystal event to get an Ether Wrench, and went straight to the main objective and then to the beacon every wave. I did loot a few chests that I saw or killed a few random zombies I came across, but that didn't add any significant time to my run. Then on D Machina, I just went straight to the rooftop of the building as soon as I could with the Ring of Fire equipped. I camped there until the end of round 9, turned on the power, and did the Coffin Dance Easter egg for a free Juggernog. After that, I killed the Megaton, got the key card, got the remote, and then took all of the zombies to the free DIE Shockwave and I picked it up. After that, I went back to the roof and played the fastest 20 rounds of my life, making it to the end of round 30 super fast. I didn't even go back downstairs the entire time to upgrade my other gun or armor any further. Then I just exfilled using a death machine and monkey bombs and Ring of Fire, and that took absolutely no time at all either. You could do this on Firebase C if you want a little more variety every once in a while, but it is noticeably slower than Wave 5 Outbreak or 30 rounds on D Machina, taking me almost an hour for a 30 round game on Firebase C. Sitting in the weapons lab or training in the motor pool both work fine, but the guaranteed Ray K can't even be obtained until your second defense wave, which can happen as late as 18 to 20 something. I did trials to get the Ray K, and I had to do 4 trials, 2 of which were stay in this location, then rebuild barriers, and the last one was to not take damage. They each last a minute and a half, which means it took at least 6 minutes just to do that, and I didn't kill the last zombie just to make it easier on myself. Even then, you're still not guaranteed the Ray K from trials. You could get stuck with a perk and then go and have to do 4 or 5 more trials again just to hope that you're going to get the Ray K that time. In addition to this, the defense rounds are kind of random when they show up, so when you hit round 30, you may or may not have to fight an Orda, adding even more time to the gameplay. Because of all these factors, I would recommend D Machina if you are looking for speed and consistency, but Firebase C is a lot more fun in my opinion. Anyways, that is everything I have to share about farming Aetherium crystals and the best way to go about spending them. Hopefully this helps some of you guys who are new, or those of you who are returning to the game after a break and have new things to upgrade. If you made it this far, then thank you so much for watching. I appreciate all the support you all have been showing me lately, and I'm looking forward to making loads of content covering the release of the next round-based map, Mauer der Toten, next week, so make sure you stay tuned for that. Otherwise, thank you for watching. I will catch you all in the next one. Peace.